is you're gonna have your knees and feet in line with your hip sockets. You're gonna put your heels on top of a foam roller. And first start by feeling relaxed. So your body should be totally limp on the floor. The first thing you wanna do is imagine there's a tiny bug underneath your lower back. You don't wanna crush it, but you just wanna push down gently to hold the bug in place so it can't crawl away. Once you have that, you're gonna push the heels into the foam roller, and that's gonna get the hips to roll up. So you should feel that your lower back and your rib cage are heavy on the floor at this point versus when everything was relaxed. So now that you're here, you'll feel hamstrings turning on. You don't have to maximally push the heels, just enough where you get the tilt. Hamstrings are working maybe like 50 to 70%. And then for the breathing, here's my rib cage. So I'm gonna keep my hands on as a visual. So the breathing that we wanna do is a long exhale that is gentle, like you're fogging a mirror or fogging a glass. So think like a long sigh. We don't want to push or force air out. We just want to continue to allow it to exit our body. And when you do that, you'll notice that your obliques kick in at the very end because they're pulling the rib cage down, in and back, anchoring it to the pelvis, which you've already oriented to face the rib cage. So now the breathing is going to get the rib cage to face the pelvis. Now, when you go to exhale, I want you to pause at the end of the exhale. So for 2 to 3 seconds, no air is moving in or out. That's going to give you a sense of feeling this new position that you've established, and it's going to give your nervous system a little window to reset. So the pause is very important, but it's hard to do. So once you exhale, you pause for 2 to 3 seconds. Then when you inhale, I want you to slowly allow air to enter your nose, where it's not a gasp, but the same way that the exhale took a long time and was relaxed, that's how I want you to do the inhale. So very, very slowly through your nose, trying to feel expansion, not in the belly. The belly will expand with the rest of the torso, but what I don't want to see is the belly expanding and nothing else moves. So I'm going to try to demonstrate, we'll call it a not desirable kind of rep where you only see the belly expand, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to exhale. And we feel the ribs moving, but what I don't want to see is the belly inflate first. It's hard to do, but you can see kind of this expanding first versus the exhale that we're going to try to follow up. So again, same exhale, very long, very relaxed, so that when I inhale, I want to think about instead keeping the rib cage where I have exhaled it to. And that's how you're going to sense the obliques holding onto the position. So when I breathe in, you'll see that everything expands all together. The chest rises, it expands to the sides. You might feel air expanding your back into the floor. So I'm going to do a couple more here. So I'm going to pause 3 seconds. And I want you to feel that all of the rib cage expands all the way around you. Okay, when you do it that way, you'll feel hamstrings working a lot. So I'd say go until you feel like you can't do it the way that we're trying to do it anymore. That might be 2 breaths for you, that might be 7, but I want you to focus on trying to feel the same position through the heels. That stays constant, and you're feeling the rib cage closing down, in and back through a gentle exhale, not trying to force anything. And then you're pausing, slowly letting the air enter without gasping or rushing it. And that's going to help you so that the belly doesn't inflate first, but you feel air going more north up in the top of your body.